Is it Ashley?
Ashley.
Ashley Petty?
Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Ashley Petty. I moved here when I was 5 years old. I'm now 40. I lived here for 35 years of my life. I've raised 2 children. I've worked at multiple restaurants and places throughout town my entire life. I care very much about our town and our residents and our children. This town is everything to me. My mom moved us here because we wanted to live in a peaceful mountaintop area with fresh air and fresh water outside of a city. And my entire life, I've never really had too many issues with the town. I actually didn't pay much attention because I assumed I lived in my hometown and that I was safe here. And then it was recently brought to my attention the levels of these contaminants, the PFAS and PFOS that are in the water. And the EPA guideline sets it at a max of 4, when in reality, we want 0. The side effects that come along with these chemicals, there's a scroll of them. It's pregnant women and young children are especially susceptible to these chemicals. Woodstock Elementary School is on municipal. I would like to believe that I could trust our town to do the right and ethical thing by telling the public and being transparent, because that's what doing the right thing is. There's so many people, 2,500 people that are drinking this water, and they're exposing themselves to these harsh chemicals and potentially getting sick. And isn't it your job as a town supervisor to let people know what they are drinking?
Yeah.
Communicate. That's all we want is communication.
There is a town in New York where something similar to this happened. They had contaminants in their water. And their town supervisor sent out an alert to the public, suggested that people test their water to make sure that their water was safe, and then told the town what their plan of action was and the residents. We are going to test. These test results will be done by this person and this person. And so I don't understand why our town that has so many people that care about the environment and love nature, how Woodstock, New York, of all places, isn't having transparency in a town like this.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling. We're not even afraid to begin. We're in Woodstock News. And it's wrong.
Yeah, we have some. Is there any more questions?
Right. Stephanie Kaplan.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Kaplan. What I wanted to tell you all is my mother was the most important person in the world to me, and I just lost her.
Sure.
And I lost her to cancer. And the reason I bring this up is because we have very concerning water sample, what PFAS in our water, okay? You guys have, maybe you're doing some resampling, but we have no way to know if what you're doing is adequate. There's no communication with us. It is unconscionable that you have not communicated with the town to let the townspeople who are on town water know about this problem. The only reason anyone knows about it is because our group has gone onto social media to start to try to spread the word. But nothing has come from our town board members about the fact that there is this very troubling rise in PFAS. We don't know what you're doing to try to help us. We should be doing everything possible to get those samples tested as ASAP to find out where we really stand and how widespread the problem is. You have never gone to have any kind of meeting to tell us as the citizens of this town, what can we do to protect ourselves? Have a meeting, bring in Catskill Mountain Keeper, bring in the hydrogeologists. Talk to us about what appropriate testing is, what kind of filters can we use? Is it safe even if we filter our drinking water? Can we brush our teeth? Is it safe to cook with our water? Is it safe to shower with our water? I started with talking about my mother because the bottom line is this is not a political issue, folks. This is a human right. It's a health issue. Clean water is that. And you guys are not either stepping up, coming forward, doing what you have to do to protect us, which is what your job is. I don't want any of you to have to experience what I just went through with my mom. The result of these kinds of toxic chemicals in our water is cancer. I don't want you to have the loss that I just had. Do something to protect us. And while we're at it, if none of you are concerned about the personal loss, let's talk about the financial issues for our town. Yes, it's expensive to clean this up, okay? And yes, it probably stems from what's going on at Shady, and you've done nothing about that. But I know we can't make that definitive link. I know there's no science to back that up, but you're not doing source testing yet. So you may very well see a link. We have to think it's suspicious that we have contaminated chemicals at one end of Woodstock and an enormous rise in PFAS in the other part of Woodstock. Okay, is there a link? I'm sure we're going to find one, but even if we don't, then we have two environmentally compromised sites that you're doing nothing about. Okay, let me tell you, the lawsuits that you are making us pay for to fight is going to be far more money than what we need to cut.
Hi, so my name is Luke Hunsberger, and I'm a resident of Shady. And we've been concerned about this illegal dump in Shady for 4 years, waiting for it to get cleaned up. You all know the history. Recently, there was an article in the Times Union about Letitia James forcing Corollas and his wife to remove all of their, well, not all of theirs, many of their illegal dump sites to clean them up in Ulster County or face an $8 million penalty. And we would like the town of Woodstock to get on board and say to Letitia James, we want you to help us out in Shady. That's one avenue where there's clearly money and power. And it just seems like that's a reasonable thing for the town of Woodstock to do. The other thing is, as was just mentioned, we've got these chemicals up in Shady, and we've got similar chemicals in the water now. We need to establish whether or not there's a link. What kind of testing? We've been drinking bottled water now for a long time. It's $8 for a 5-gallon thing, and we're going through it at a rapid rate, you know? And so, you know, it's expensive for us. And I guess that's it. We just want clean water, which is one of the reasons we came to Shady in the first place. Clean water, clean air, green land, and we'd like to keep it that way, if possible.
Luke said pretty much everything I want. I also want to say, I'm Julie Zabo from 81 Reynolds Lane, Protect Woodstock's Water. We've been trying to get Shady cleaned up now for 4 years. And so we have asked the town board to help us. They haven't. But actually now I'm asking the town board, I'm going to give out, these are Letitia James, all of Letitia James' contacts, her email, her Twitter, her phone number. And actually I have anybody else, please write letters. This week we, as the neighbors, we've already written several letters. And if you guys could follow up, anybody else wants one of these? So please write it this week if you can. Oh. What I don't understand is that the $8 million settlement, $8 million settlement that was just $8 million payment that Crowley's is supposed to pay. The stuff, the town of Woodstock took Crowley's to court, and there's established evidence in court statements that the stuff that's in that dump was brought to Shady. It's the same stuff.
Yeah.
So why can't we get some money from somewhere to clean it up?
Okay, my name is Chris Bailey. I'm a member of Woodstockers United for Change and Airbnb's group. We have a public be heard, but I'm not confident about this at all, because we just stand up here, we spout about what we want to spout about, and you guys just sit there. What the hell happens to it? What, does it do anything? Do you actually listen to us, or you just let us mouth off and then go and do what you want to do anyway? What you said tonight about the PFOS testing is the most I've ever heard from you guys on any of these issues. What I would like to see is more town halls, not these town board meetings where you just pack us on the end. I would like a town hall where you make a presentation and we can have a discussion. Last week, the music thing was very well attended. However, there was never a presentation about what the changes, the proposed changes are. Everybody's just talking about either what they read or what on social media, or maybe if they're lucky, they can plow through the Woodstock town site and find some information. But it's always left up to us to dig for it. We want more communication. We want to know what's going on. And now we've got this PFOS stuff. We want to know what's going on. If the town is going to do some extra testing, tell us, rather than just let us wonder about it. And so that's about it. That's all I've got to say, really. We need better communication.